the Andes. And if they died, an is on my head. We follow portraits through the snow to my thrones and my bed. You're padding in your sleep, I'm waking, still yawning, but proving to each other that romance is boring. Sure, there are things I could do if I was half repetitive, but to each other that romance is boring.
Start assuming to continue,
Complacent and self-involved.
you're trying not to be nervous.
If you are trying at all, I will wait, I will bake that and cake. Take your diffidence, make it my clubhouse. But my strengths within lies ventricle polarized is the way of living that I espouse. You're padding in your sleep, I'm waking, still yawning, but proving to each other that romance is boring. Sure, there are things I could do if I was half reflective, but to each other that romance is boring.
This is all in aid of a new record kind of on the horizon. How do you guys kind of feel as a band with this one about to come out? How does it kind of compare to your feelings for the previous releases?
This is certainly, I think, the most excited I've been about a record. I guess when Hold On Now Youngster came out, it was a different sort of excitement because it was our first full length, and it was exciting for that reason. But no, I think it feels like, especially now that more people are excited about it and aware of us and looking forward to having it, and it's the first time I think we've made an album where we're actually 6 months after finishing it still really, really happy with it and just excited to see where it's going to take us. So I'm looking forward to, actually, I will go on February the 1st, I will go to a record shop and buy a copy of it, and I feel incredibly smug about it.
Mum to buy it.
Yeah.
And your sisters.
Yeah.
Send out that group text.
Yeah, just one after the other in a queue in the shop. It won't look suspicious at all.
You glug and you glug salt water from Sandcastle bucket. You glug and you glug, and the tide turns in your stomach, splash your shoes. You complain the tap water runs solid while you dangle fishing line crabs, but they're not interested. I'm your only fight. I watch your face move in a compact mirror and the palace settles. Hey, yeah. Swoops and feeds from here. There are listed buildings, won't be tied, you're listed high. I think I do it for love, I think we're not for the money. I'm taking you scrap that you can heal. Ba-ba, ba-ba. Further than we could swim. Come on, midnight, neon signs have been unplugged. Fake, you dance the jig down at the harbour. Create your own flash show with security lights.
ever worry about putting your heart on the line?
It's very much a cathartic process. It's like things that I wouldn't want to talk about. I feel like I can put
Sing
in.
about.
Yeah, exactly. And I think also the idea to us of having a record and, you know, documenting these songs is still such an abstract idea and seems so separate to us as individual, because we have a very difficult time considering ourselves to be a band and, you know, this is what we do. So it kind of feels like nobody's actually hearing this and nobody's connecting that to me. So it's never, there's been a couple of occasions where people have made reference to, is that about me? Or
people who think they're mentioned in the songs,
or people who are mentioned in the
Right.
songs, and then I have to pretend that they're not mentioned in the song.
She turned her back on the church and put all her faith in me at the back of the chapel where I taught her to screw and to blaspheme. We turned our backs to the church with our trousers around our knees while screaming the scripture. She said I was her favorite heresy. In a note I read, if you should go blind and deaf, I'll cleanse and I'll bathe you and I'll cook for you daily. I will take a dry ball, point pen and trace on your chest all of the same conversations that we have now in bed. I don't mean to be selfish, but I think I'd sooner just be dead. Behind the tennis court alongside the river, jungle like flower to see. This is the one girl who woke up from all that and now falls asleep next to me. But I swear now, every time that I kiss her, she feels her God breathe on her shoulder. It pains me, but I'm sure she's still yours. She said she wanted a sea burial, not grass and hypodermics to her hips. I prune the ivy from your grandmother's tomb, more tender and careful than the superstitious ripped you from your mother's womb. In a note I wrote, I think too much about the ember being around. It made me feel like I'm coping now when I view the cemetery. I don't see headstones, I see rows of engraved guilty, hungry, waiting for me. I know I'm fearful, I think I just crave the relief. Behind the tennis court alongside the river, paper flowers still a beautiful thing. This is the one girl who woke up from all that and now falls asleep next to me. But I swear now, every time that I kiss her, she feels her God breathe on her shoulder. It pains me, but I'm sure she's still yours.
The record is like a sex and death record, and I think that's quite...
I read Sex, Death and Football. Was
Sex,
that
death and football, yeah. People's problems and worries related to things like love and death are just quite universal generally. Like, however specific you go, I think they still really do... people have the same worries anyway, so they've probably experienced that or felt that as it is. And I think even more so because I do go quite specific with lyrics. If a lot of people hear that and think that's really like that is literally what I think or what I feel, and perhaps that way to feel isn't as unusual as they might think it is or even want to think it is, because there's obviously an element of everybody wants to think nobody understands their problems and you couldn't possibly know how I feel, that sort of thing. Whereas really, I think it's a lot broader and a lot more obvious than that. I wanted to do a World Cup song for England because
There's not an official one.
Yeah, the FA have said there's not an official one, but we've got some friends in bands that I know are also quite keen, and to do it would be career suicide, but it would be a good way to die.
See the bruise so black, they watched it fade through the full spectrum of colours. They kept it like a pet, a private joke that told no others. And oh, how the tissue repair, and how it turned to yellow. And she found it disgusting, cause it didn't match her clothing. He said that it's not yellow, it's golden.
Walk out onto the front lawn, face into the wind, shout into the wind, so never be afraid.
They promised they'd be best of friends from now until forever. But both were far too needy not to fall for the other, and how the frequent public displays of sisterly affection, they left her feeling safe, left him with an erection. Walk out onto your front lawn and face into the rain, shout into the wind, this will never be the same. Her body barely visible, as bleach white as the bed sheets, as stiff as starch, only perceptible as the middle was still branded with a heat rash. In the perfect shape of the show me stay, you'll come online, sound disastrous, noise more foreboding than volcano or earthquake. Walk out onto your front lawn and face into the rain, shout into the wind, this will never be the same. Walk out onto your front lawn and face into the rain, shout into the wind, this will never be the same. Letter from me to Charlotte, they appropriated everything we ever loved, dressed it up in quotations and fluff. And I had a dream that said with hand in pocket, I mean it had on heart. You held a gun to his head, pressed your thumbs to her throat in these letters. Letters from me to Charlotte. Walk out onto your front lawn and face into the rain, shout into the wind, this will never be the same. Walk out onto your front lawn and face into the rain, shout into the wind, this will never be the same. This will never be the same. Things will never be the same again.
When we started off, we really didn't want to be a flash in the pan. That's the right phrase, isn't it?
Yeah.
Band. I've used that for about 2 years since we first started as a band. I think that's what we definitely didn't want to do. So I think now we're 3 records in and still kind of like gradually climbing without being like, you know, amazingly successful. You know what I mean? We're not like pop stars or like rock stars or
I think
chart toppers, but
yeah.
we're doing it kind of exactly how we wanted to do it. So
you
that
look
beats anything, really.
I like writing autobiographically and very specifically, and I think as soon as we start trying to second guess other people, it just wouldn't work, and we'd end up. It's like if we tried to, we'd love to have a smash hit, a top 10 hit, but I don't think we're capable of doing it naturally. It would have to be we'd have to sit down and be like, what do people want to hear?
Yeah.
And then that would be
That's definitely
horrible. Yeah.
Grabbed hold of a wrist and my hand close from tip to tip. I said, you've taken the diet too far, you've got to let it slip. But she's not eating again, she's not eating again, she's not eating again, she's not eating again. I ask her to speak French and I need her to translate. I get the feeling she makes the meaning more significant. She was always far too pretty for me to believe in the single word she said, believe a word she said. At 14, her mother died in a routine operation from allergic reaction to a general anaesthetic. Spent the rest of her teens experimenting with prescriptions in a futile attempt to know more than the doctors. She said one day to leave her, standing to her shoulders, waiting for the tide to drag her to the ocean, to another seashore. This thing hurts like hell. But what did you expect? And all you can hear is the sound of your own heart. And all you can feel is your lungs burning and the blood course. But oh, I can see 500 years that's set ahead of me, 500 behind, 1,000 years in perfect symmetry. No left wrist, right finger through all the southern states. On every video games machine they call her AAA. They're racists on the radio trying to give up smoking. The chat show host, he joked you have to wait for the government program. You talk about your politics and I wonder if you could be one of them. But you could never kiss a Tory boy without wanting to cut off your tongue again. A good place to look to the future is when you are sat at the sea with the sword up to your ankles and a view of the end of the pier. You may look down at your model's feet and wish that you just float away. And the weather here is overcast and the sea is the same shade of grey. So the landscape before you is just like the edge of the world, but to the left side and the right